Okay, good evening to all. I will start the session. In the today's session, we are going to discuss the concept of view. What is a view? Already a table is created. Till now, what you understand? So, creation of a table. After creation of a table, we are inserting some data into the table, and according to your requirement, by using select and where I am getting my required information. So select is completed where. So the output is displayed in our required format. For that we are using order by, group by, having all these conditions. Okay. Once that basic skeleton is completed, that and we also discussed how to update the table. Already the table is filled with some value. I want to change the information. We can, by using update. Now I want to change the structure of the table. That means you can modify data type of the table, you can add a new column, or you can delete a new column, existing column. So by using alter. And if you want to delete one particular record, by using delete. If you want to delete entire table, by using drop. So these are some of the main important comments we discussed at this MySQL, along with some add-ons. What are the some add-ons? Suppose the count method, sum of method, average, the calculations, along with keys. How to create different types of keys with indexes. Keys with indexes. Now, in this session, we are moving into views. What is a view? Already a table is created. Whatever the topics we discussed, all these operations still now performed on the table, along with the joins also. View purpose is simply it creates a virtual table. View is used to create virtual table. Generally, for your simple understanding, virtual in the sense physically not existed. To be clear, physically the table is not existed. Assume my table size is very large. I want to do some operation on some part of a table. Instead of doing or retrieving the operation on the entire table, first I am getting my required part of the table. On that part only I am performing my operation. You got it? Assume my table consists of 100 number of fields. 100 number of fields. For example, 1000 rows are there. Now I want to do some practice operations. Instead of doing all this, I need only the records from 500 to suppose 600. Just assume. and I need only from 50 to 70, 50, 51, 60, at up to 70. These fields only required. Remaining things are not required. So I am creating a virtual table like this. In this table, I am doing my operation. Now observe, compared to this, here the time is reduced or not. Time is reduced or not. So what is the main advantage? It improves the performance, speed up the querying process. That is one point. Now the first step anyway, what is the first step? You know how to create a table. Exactly here, how to create a view. How do we create a view? So as usual, same syntax: create view, view name, create view, view name. Now while creating a table, actually that is the first time, so we only provide the required values, that is field names, the data type. But here you are creating a view means already one table is created with some data. From the table I am retrieving some part. So create view, view name. Yes, so this view is created as. Now write down the select query. Select, for example, column 1, column 2, some column n, whatever the columns you require. No need to write all the columns. For example, instead of 100 columns, my view can required only 5 columns. So only those 5 columns from table name. So this is everyone know. Select column from table name. What you are getting? We are getting some table. Yes or no? Which consists of these columns. And again, if you want, you can apply some condition. Only what happened? We are getting some table with these specified columns whose table consists satisfies this condition. Clear? Now whatever the table generated, that is created as a view. That is created as a view. Now I will create view, view name. Here you can give any name. For example, sample one. Assume that is my view name. You can do anything. Create instead of table, you are writing view, view name. Yeah, same query. Select what are the columns. So I have one second. So department table is there, student table is there, user table is there. For example, desk users. So users table consists of UID, username, and email. Now we will create. Select what I need. For example, username, comma, email. Whatever the columns you want, you can take from users. Now from these users, first I will check whether the user table start from users. Yes, the table is existed. Now create view, view name, suppose sample one. Yes, select what I need, username, comma, email from users. If you want, you can apply the condition also. Like here, I have a small table, no need to write any condition. The table is very large, then you need to apply some condition. Now, a view is created. A view is created. How do I know how the view is created? With these specified information as usual. Select star from view name instead of table name. Here you are writing view name. Select star from view name is sample one. See, so this query results two columns, that is two fields. One is user name, yes or no? Second one is email. One is username, second one is email. One table is created. Now that table is termed as view. Simple thing. Whatever the table created, that table is termed as view. Clear? That is my first point. Now, sir, I want to update. If you want to create multiple number of views, for example, create view sample one. In the same cells, create view sample two. Two views are available. Then, if you want, you can apply join operation. Whatever you are doing, here also you can do. Now, what is my question? Sir, I want to do update operation. What is the syntax? Update, actually table name, update. But here what you want to update, for example, username. Set some email is equal to, according to my example only written, email is equal to, okay, where some ID, username is equal to whatever it is, you can write. Now here what you observe, whatever the format you used for update, here also I am updating the same. Here also I am updating the same. Let us check update. What is the syntax? Update on table, table name. Here what is that virtual table? Sample one. In that set, suppose email is equal to, set email is equal to raju at the rate gmail.com. Set this one where username is equal to raju. See, we are updating. Sample one is view. Sample one is view. In that, I am setting the email where username is equal to Razu. Select star from sample one. Here observe my mail ID 123 is changed into 999. I think everyone is clear with that one. So in why we are updating a table, exactly in a similar fashion, we are updating this view also. Now select star from users, updated or not. See, here I am updating on a view. The same thing is updated here. Now you got it. What is the thing here? Instead of getting the entire data, I am creating I am creating some view and I am doing all the operations in the view. Automatically, this update reflects the original table also. Reflects the original table also. Clear? Now, two steps are clear. Two important things. One is creation, second one is updation. So, the main another thing is deleting. Sir, a view is created right now. I does not require any view. So, we can drop the view. Simply, the command is drop view, view name, as usual, like table name. Drop view, view name. So drop view, view name, sample one. So dropped successfully. Now select star from sample one. See, it gives an error. Sample 1 does not exist. Why? I completely deleted sample 1. I completely deleted sample 1. Now what I am doing? So I created one more time. Now I created one more time just for another operation. Just for another operation. Okay. Now, now originally the syntax is drop view view name. In between view and view name, you have one more term is there. If exists optional term. So drop view if exist view name. So if exist is an optional. So what is the meaning of this one? Suppose you are not written this if exist means if the view does not exist, the drop view statement will return an error. Default is okay. If not exist, it return an error. Suppose drop view if exist if exist view name sample one. Oh, spelling mistake only. That's not a problem. EXISTS exists sample one. See, query okay, zero rows affected. Select star from star. So sample one does not exist. Simply I am removing this one. I am removing this one. Now what I am doing? See, drop view sample one unknown table. Unknown table. Drop view if exists sample one, you have an error in the SQL. Anyway, you deleted. Not this, this. Now, anyone got the difference? What is the importance of if exist? Understand, I will explain step by step. First one, I created a view. So, I will explain here. Understand? First one view sample one is created. One view sample one is created. I written the statement like this. Draw view sample one. Draw view sample one. What happened? The sample one view is deleted successfully. There is no problem. For example, I execute this query one more time. I execute this query one more time. What happened? It gives an error. What is the error? Sample one view does not exist in the database. Sample one view does not exist. That is the error it given. Now, if I return the statement drop view if exists sample one. What happened? If sample one is available, simply delete that view, no problem. Even sample one is not available, it does not give any error. It just give a warning. I think you understand. If exist does not give any error. Now check this one. Select to drop view sample one. By using this drop view sample one, you are getting an unknown table. Unknown table. Suppose here drop view if exists sample one. What is output? No error. One warning only. No error. One warning only. Clear? These are the main things. If you want, you can apply the join operation also. Create multiple tables, multiple views, one sample to like this, any number of views, and you can do the join operation also. Join operation also is performed how? As usual, same syntax: create view, view name, select list of columns from the table name with some following with some condition. What are the main advantages? I already said the main advantage is simply compared to remaining, it is a very simple. And also one more important advantage, the most important is security. What is mean by security? For example, if you are using the same thing multiple number of times, if you are using the same table multiple number of times, or else some unknown person uses the table, he can access the complete information. Instead of that, I need to provide only this information. Please practice only on this. In that case, we are creating a view. Instead of providing authorization to the entire table, we are created a view. And that the security plays very crucial role. Reusability. A view can be reused many number of times. Once a view is created, again no need to write the query, get the required data. So these are some of the advantages of view. So clear what to is view creation. Now if you want to do view operation means at least one table is available. On that table we are doing minimum operations. Okay, after creation, if you want, you can get the required information. If you want to update any information, update. So if you want to drop the entire view, you can use drop statement. All these things are happened in this view concept. These things happened in the view concept. Now, any doubts under this basic views? Anyone?
కొంతసేపు నేను నీ ఫోన్ ఖాళీగానే ఉన్నా ఫోన్ చూసుకోవడానికి కాదు నా డైరీ ఎప్పుడు ఫోన్
Okay. Next, I will move to next one. Now, I think it's a very interesting thing. Everyone very interested to see this one. That's while installing MySQL, I think everyone remember by default we are under root directory. That is admin. In the simple terms, admin. Now, I want to create some users. I want to create user means user 1 with these permissions only. User 2 is have some permissions. User 3 have some permissions. You got my point? You are creating users according to your requirement, and each user is allotted with some permissions. Its syntax is something difficult, but it's a very important. Why means, for example, MySQL server is in my system. Anyone can access. If you know the password is root, anyone can access. But here some confidential secret information is also available in the databases. So in every company, the first thing they are doing is creation of user with some access permissions. With that user identity only, user can see what is the first step. Remember what are the syntaxes. Creating a user. How do we create a user? Create, create user is the keyword. Like table, user is the keyword. If not exists, this is optional. Optional in the sense, simple thing. If the user is not existed or already existed, checking for that purpose only. So create user syntax consists of account name. In the sense, the name of the user. Remember the terms identified, identified by password. This is the syntax. Create user account name identified by password. Sir, here till now I am using user, username, table, table name, view, view name. Exactly. Account name is also the name of the user that you are going to create. Generally, the account name consists of two parts. Generally, account name consists of two parts. The first part is username followed by at the rate. Second part is host name. Host name. So account name consists of two parts. The first part is username and the second part is host name. Host name. Okay. Now that is the basic identified by password. That is, this user is recognized with this password. This user is recognized with this password. Now I will show you the creation of a user. Okay, now starting from here, how do we create a user? Simple thing. Once you open this MySQL, anyway, don't worry, I close. Starting onwards. Why? Because generally while doing all these operations, the basic step is creation. But in the first step, it is very difficult for you. That is the reason I stop it till now. Enter password. Root is my password. So first step is completed. That is I log in into the system. Now select, remember everyone. So in MySQL, till now how many users are available? So how many number of users are available? So for that I am using the query select user from, select user from MySQL dot user. This is the predefined query. Select user from MySQL dot user. What it displays? It displays these are the users available. Anyway, the .sys .session .info schema is run on the background, and we are running under the root user. Yes or no? We are running under new root user. Now, first step, create user. What is the syntax I follow? Create user. Exactly, follow the same syntax. Create user. Username in the sense account name. For example, I given Raju at the rate. Host name, in which system you are running. Suppose you have multiple connections to provide the linking. I am doing right now. I am running in the system. Host name is local host. Local host in the sense on which system you are executing the query. On that system only your user is created. Create user, username. What is the next step? How do identify the user? Here you are given some password. Suppose welcome at the rate 99. Just to some password. Now observe, one user is created. One user is created. Suppose if I execute the same query one more time, see, create user failed for this one. Why? Already this user is created. Already this user is created. If here I return the query not exists. See, think you observe, if not exist, that is, if this user is not exist, then only he create. Otherwise, it gives warning only, no error. So I think you understand the meaning of exists. If it is available, not available, according to that situation, it do the operation. According to that situation, it do the operation. I think everyone is clear. So this is your first step. Follow carefully if you want do the parallel operation. How to create a user? How to create a user? Now, sir, user is created. What is the next step? What are the permissions that you are allotted to that user? Those are grant grant privileges. Privileges means the permissions that you are given. So in MySQL, different levels of permissions available, different number of permissions are available. So suppose administrator have all the permissions, suppose user 1 have these permissions only, user 2 has these permissions only. So on this database only administration can do. So like that, different permissions are available. So to allocate all these permissions, you are using the command grant. So I think you remember grant command, create, update, like that. One grant command is also available. Now, how do give the permission? Simply grant what is the permission you are given. Generally the permission is termed as privileges. Privileges grant followed by the privileges, that is the permissions that you are allotted on here object. What is an object? Here you are given some read permission. Assume you are given some read permission on a particular column or an entire table or an entire database or an entire MySQL on what? On that particular object. Two. So which account? The user account. For which user you are allocating which one? Clear? Now, what are the privileges means? Privileges names means the permissions. What type of permissions? Object in the sense level. So accessing right permissions to the level to which user you are allocating the permission. To which user you are allocating the permission. Okay, briefly I will explain. We have different levels of permissions are there. So very simple to remember. One is give all the permission for the entire database. Give all the permissions to the table. Give only permission for update operation. Give only permission for delete operation. Give only permission for select operation. I think you got it. So the first one, wherever you are seeing the first one, this level, permission level, in the sense privilege level is global level. So I will explain one or two syntaxes. Grant grant here global, the name specifies we are given permission to all the databases in MySQL. Suppose right now MySQL consists of some college database, practice database, some student database. Three databases are available, and I am creating one user. You are using global privileges means you are given authorization to all the databases. How to provide this one? Now remember the syntax. Grant all. Grant privilege name is all on object. Here all in the sense the entire, global in the sense the entire. So that is represented as star dot star. Star dot star in the sense the entire data MySQL you are providing the privileges to user account. For example, Razu at the rate local host. Now, this is the first step. You are allocating global permission. Next one is, so all databases are completed immediately. What is the next one? Provide permission to specific database. Specific database. For example, right now I am in college database. So it applies authorization permission for all the things under the college database, under the college database. So grant provide all permissions on whatever the database you are using dot star to name. I think you got it. Here star specify all the database. Here you return DB in the sense only that particular database. Suppose each database consists of some 10 tables. You have the authority, you have the access permissions on all the 10 tables. Now, in the order, what is the next one? All the databases, single database with multiple tables. Now, the next one is table. Exactly, table in the sense we are providing permission for all the columns in the given table. All the in the given table. Grant all on as usual your database name dot dot your table name. Same thing to this one. So here on this particular database, for this table have only we are providing the permission. For the table only you are providing the permission. Again remember, here no need to write all. Each and every time no need to write all. For example, grant update. Here on this particular table, you are providing only update privileges to this user. Suppose here you write delete. This user have the permissions only for delete operation under this table. All means all the operations. If you want a specific operation, you can write the specific operation also. So global means all the databases, database means all the tables, table means all the columns. Now similarly column. Similarly column. Now grant. Here you are writing the some set of columns. For example, select column, comma, insert. Suppose column 1, insert column once. For example, update column 2. So remaining as it is, column 2 on some db dot table name 2. Now I think you understand. Instead of writing all here, for this user on this table, select permission on column 1, insert permission on column 2. For example, update permission on column 2, like this. So instead of giving the permission for the entire table, you can give the specified permission for the specified column. So this column have only this permission, this column has only this permission. So that is clear. Clear now? Anyone? Till now what we discussed, create user, create a user with the following permissions. Now, sir, once the permissions are created, I want to check what permissions are already allocated, like show tables, in the sense show grants. What are the grants allocated for username? The grants allocated for user name. Now, if you observe one thing, show grants allocated for username Raju at the local host. If you observe right now, I am not providing any assignment. See, here what I am doing, just I am doing the create operation. Immediately I am showing all the grants. Immediately I am showing all the grants. Remember, by default, it allocates all the privileges. Now see, grant usage on star to star. Grant usage on star to star means by default it to provide all the privileges. It to provide all the privileges. Clear? Now I want to change the privilege name. I want to change the privilege. Now grant by default all, grant all on. What is the database? I think we are using college database. Anyway, we'll check college database dot star to Razoo the rate local host. So college database grant all permission on the entire college dot star. Here only see, we will see the first one star to star, no need to assign. This first one is automatically assigned. We see on the this first one. Second one, grant all on my database name is college dot star means I given permission to all the tables under this database. Now show the grants. See this one, first one, second one. Grant all privileges on college. Grant all privileges on college dot star. So first one is allocated, second one is allocated. First one is allocated, second one is allocated. I think you clear? So this is the simple way. How do we allocate the grant? Whatever you want, you can give. All privileges. If you want, you can write create only, or insert only, or update only. Whatever you want, you can write. You want, you can write this one also. Grant all on star dot star also you can write. Suppose by default anyway star dot star is available. If you want, you can write star dot star also. Razoo at the rate localhost. Now see why you are getting error. Fran. Okay, spelling mistake only. See, see, we are not having any error. Now show graphs. Observe, these are the grants. Previously, just to allocated by default whenever you manually allocated. See, grant on. Here all have select to insert, update, delete, create, drop, reload, shutdown, process, whatever it is. We are providing permissions on all the commands. You are providing permissions on all the commands. For example, grant. What are the permissions? Suppose create to, select to. For example, create, insert, select, create, insert, select on star dot star to at the rate local host. Now show grants. Here observe what happened. I already grant all privileges. Already I assigned all the privileges. Already I assigned all the privileges. Under this, anyway, this grant to, insert to, select to are available. Now I will do one thing. Flash P R I V I privileges. Now, now, what is the use of flesh? The purpose of flesh is removing all the privileges, whatever you assigned by default, even though you are not providing anything. By default, all privileges are allocated. All privileges are allocated. Yes or no? Show grants. Clear? Now, so the first step is completed. What is the first step? First step is creating a user. How do we create a user, and how do we are providing permissions by using grant? Provide permissions by using grant. If you want to display by using show, you are displaying what are the permissions that are available. Sir, I want to remove the particular user. So this user is not at all important. Simply, as usual, draw username. See, now observe what happened. Drop username. So if you want to remove, you can remove by using the same command, but you are getting an error. Why? Anyone? Simple error. Drop user. The command syntax is as usual. There is no mistake in the syntax. Drop username. Observe operation drop user failed. Operation drop user failed. Now done. See, this is simple mistake. Simple quotation. Observe the username is not included in the quotation. Now I think you got my point. The username is not included in the quotation. Clear? Now select star or else select user from. First I return MySQL dot user. See this one. Now my user Razu at the rate localhost is removed from your system. Localhost, this particular user is removed from the system. I think everyone is clear. How to create a user in the same sense. How do we remove the user? How do we remove the user? For example, so till now you are not selected any database. For example, use college. So college dot user does not exist. Why? I already deleted. Yes or no? I already deleted. So that particular user is not available. Suppose select user of C. User of what it displays? It displays the current user. It displays the current user. I will show you. Yes. Now show grants. Okay. So yes or no? Raju is created. Sorry. Okay, DSC. This is required. What is the command? Current user. Yes, I am explaining the concept current user. So here, what is the command? Select user of. Now I am using row. Sorry, I am using root. Now, if you want to change your database, use some college database. Again, I am using roots. The question is, right now you are working under root localhost. Anyway, you are created some user. Anyway, you are created some user. You want to work on that particular user. You want to work on that particular user. How? Simple thing. Where you created user here. So on which one? From MySQL dot user, this consists of root. So right now current user is this one. Here you are creating the user under the current one. It gives all the permissions to you, and here I am using college database. Think you got it? You are created your user outside the college database, but right now you are using the college database. Right now you are using the college database. So MySQL. Oh, MySQL minus q root minus is does not take me. Anyway, okay. So right now, what you discussed, create a user. Simple thing. What is the next step here is instead of you are creating a user in the root, but you are trying to use under the college database. That is not possible. Yes or no? So create a database under that particular database you are trying to use. Under that particular database you are trying to use. Yes or no? So this is the way how do we create a user, and one more thing is available. Right now the topic is not at all completed. So just to I create user, I given some permissions only. So what is grant? Second option is also there. Revoke. Revoke. Anyway, continue with the revoke in the next session. Okay. Anyway, this whatever that is discussed till now, that is grant. For the same we are continue with revoke, then the complete topic is completed. Clear? Any doubts? So before coming to the next session, everyone must and should create a user and check what are the problems while creating, then you will get some idea. Okay, thank you. That's the end of today's session. Thank you.